We'll tell some more walking jokes. This took place in San Antonio, Texas. I was working a club there, yeah, and the Alamo is there in San Antonio. And so the club was like one block on this side of the Alamo, and the hotel I was staying at was a block on the other side of the Alamo. So I'm always walking back and forth in front of the Alamo, not like I'm on guard going, this isn't going to happen again on my watch, I just mean in general, walking back and forth. And they have a Ripley's Believe It or Not there. So the first day I'm in town, I run into Ripley's and go, I don't believe it. And man, that made him mad. They 86 me from Ripley's. So I can't go into any Ripley's Believe It or Not in the entire country. And really, it hasn't come into play yet. But so I've been in town for a few days, and I'm walking. It's, broad daylight, and there's a whole bunch of people. It's very touristy. And I'm walking this way, and there's a rancher-looking guy walking towards me, and I see him. But in my mind, I'm like, hey, there's a rancher-looking guy. No big deal. Just keep walking. So I'm walking, and as we cross, he goes, hey, girl. So that voice in my head is like, he's not talking to you. There's a lot of people on the street. Just keep walking. So I go a few more steps, and then he goes, hey, girl. So now I'm kind of flattered, I turn around, and he's flexing, and he says to me, what do you have to say for yourself? I'm like, what kind of women have you been dating? Apparently you're into Ukrainian pole vaulters or something. I don't know. Then he started chasing me, and I outran him. And I said, hey, a girl outran you in a foot race. How does that make you feel? And he said, not very good. And then I ran into Ripley's and said, you're never going to believe this, but they were mad and threw me out. All right, man, that walking joke went so well. I've got another walking joke, and this one takes place in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And that's a nice town, and there's a comedy club there, and I'm working there, right? And so they have this big road called Independence Boulevard, and it's like 2 lanes, a median, 2 more lanes. Not my first time crossing a big road. I mean, I'm from Boulder, but I don't just go, well, my chakras are in line, so let's take a step out there and see what happens, I know how it works. That light comes on, it's the guy walking, you're like, all right, time to walk. So I go across the 2 lanes, I get across the median, and then I'm in the 3rd lane, and there's cars on Independence Boulevard making right turns, and they won't let me cross. So now it's like this weird game of Frogger. But I'm feeling confident because I can look out both ways, with my eyes. So I'm like, I got this. But then the numbers start counting down, like 5, 4. So I throw up my arms in disgust, and this car stops. And I get across the 4th lane, and I'm on the sidewalk. And so then that car makes a turn, and there's a Walmart trucker with a big truck, trailer behind him. He makes the turn, and as he's making the turn, I see the passenger side window going down, and I say to myself, he's going to yell at me. And he did, And he goes, hey, it said don't walk, you idiot. So I started running alongside the truck. And I said, but it did say walk. And he started throwing Oreos at me. And I was catching them and eating them like a circus performer. And I said, I'm carbo loading. I'll run with you all the way to the coast, man. I may be out of walking jokes, which is a bummer.